unfortunate, right? Where a lot of guys, I even Kobe had spoke when he was saying the problem that a lot of guys have is that they don't know their passion after, right? And even if you have a long career, 35, 37, that's still relatively young in life, right? So, and then I also shout out to Sebastian. He fell on some hard times. He got convicted, so we're praying for him. But he had a good clip too, where he said, he kind of explained how a lot of guys fall into financial hardship because when you get paid, it's not like you get $50 million all at once, right? We know that there's a jock tax, like every state that you go in, you pay the state tax, and then you get paid twice a month. Then you have to pay everybody else, and then a lot of times you don't have the financial literacy when you're coming into the league, so all of your stuff is kind of like out front. Now you got to kind of pay it back, right? So can you just talk about that briefly as far as like because you were inside, so. As far as like the difficulties.
You played for multiple teams, so you've been from a few states.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the tax stuff, and that is what it is. And I got a story of my rookie year. They sent me my taxes to sign or whatever, and it was like all these books, yay high, and I looked at it and I didn't know what it was, so I took it and I put it up in my closet. I was staying with Antonio Davis as a rookie, and like 2 weeks later I came home. And he was sitting there and he was signing those same books one day. And when I came in, I'm like, "What's up, big fella?" He's like, "Chilling." I'm like, "What you doing?" He's like, "Man, I'm signing, paying taxes." He's like, "You got yours?" I was like, "I got some books like that a couple weeks ago and they're in my closet." He's like, "Go get them." So I go get them, bring them. He like smacked me behind my head, like, "Those your taxes, you gotta sign those."
But at that time, you're what, 18?
I'm
18 years old, right?
You gotta remember, I just turned 19, man.
Yeah, because you went right.
But you gotta remember that the challenge is this, man. It's like we first generation money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. It's like we didn't learn how to make that money. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't really. I'm not gonna say we didn't earn it, but we definitely earned it. But we didn't learn how to make it. We didn't run a business. We didn't learn how to balance books and run the P&Ls and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of after the fact. And then a lot of times what happens with the players, which sucks, is that we have financial advisors and agents and all that that discourage us to learn how to do that. They just like, pay me, I'll take care of it.
Keeps them employed.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the issue that we have is like, no, like, and I learned that after I turned 28 is when I started taking a vested interest in where my money was going, the taxes I was paying, how I was paying taxes, where my money was actually going. Up until that point, I was just having fun. And I was just trusting that they had my back. You know what I'm saying? So that responsibility of first money is very tough, man, because, it's nobody in your family you can really go to. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't know. Your mother's, her credit bad, dad credit bad, grandma credit bad. They don't know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you end up having to trust somebody that you don't know, and you just got to pray to God that they do you right. You know what I'm saying? And where I was lucky was that I had a financial guy. I ain't gonna lie, my rookie deal, when I got done with my rookie deal, so I probably made just under $2 million, right? Over a 4-year span, because I was the 25th pick, so I didn't make as much bread. But like, I had like $30,000 in my name after that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't know. I bought my mother a Lexus, I bought 2 Benzes, I bought a crib. I ain't know. Right? You know what I'm saying? But after that, once that happened, that's when I moved to my new financial advisors, and they started teaching me. They were like, "Look, when you buy this," or they even told me little stuff where like, if I can't pay for something with cash, I can't afford it. And that was a great mindset to give me. So now I'm not gonna go and buy $500,000 cars. Now I'm $2.5 million I owe. You understand what I'm saying? Right. Like, okay, if I'm gonna spend $500, I gotta get what I can get for that. You understand what I'm saying? So little things like that is what helped me. You know what I'm saying? And the players, I just say, it takes some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of got to get your feet in there and start figuring it out or whatever. But I always tell these guys, like, take the time to learn about your money and learn, like, how you spending it and who's spending it and where it's going, and finding out tax breaks and starting non-for-profits. And if you're going to take care of your mom, do it this way. If you're going to take care of your family, do it this way. And, it's very challenging, though. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, being first generation money, and a lot of people make you feel like you owe them. I remember I took you here and I bought you this, I bought you a bike, I bought you a coat. You know what I'm saying? And you feel bad. Next thing you know, you're gonna spend some bread. You know what I'm saying? So It's tough, but the good thing about these guys making so much money now,
It's changed.
I think they definitely got a little more of a window to kind of make some mistakes and still be okay.
That new deal that they signed, that changed.
And it's going to keep getting better too.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
That's a game changer, and it's important too because I'm a financial advisor, choice a teacher, and educator. You don't like teacher. So yeah, I see it firsthand as far as like. All right, there's not a lot of financial advisors that look like me, right? So a lot of some guys in my office, they might work with athletes, things of that nature, and I can just tell they're not looking at them as their peers because they're not their peers, right? And they're looking at them as a meal ticket, and it's like, okay, when you're done playing, it's over, right? Like, so I think that it's important, like you said, that the athletes have to start empowering themselves or work with people that are interested in empowering them, right? And I think that's one of the good things, even with our platform, is that there's so much information available now. And that's why we definitely want to sit down with you, and we'll talk about, your business now in the next segment. But you really have to, you can't, the days of just letting somebody do whatever they want and being blind is over. Right? We can't afford that to happen because we've seen it happen every generation, right?
Like we wrote the article on the Early Leisure page about Chris Bosh, right? He had a $125 million deal. Says he knows nothing about finance.
Or R. Kelly, who say he never walked into a bank.
A
month ago.
Exactly. It's like, how is it possible?
How
right?
is that possible?
Right? His thing was like, back to the Chris Bosh, was like, his main focus is I have to train, I have to perform, I have to keep my body healthy. That's the only thing I'm focusing on. And it's like, but you're getting paid to do this. Like, that's almost as equally as important, right? Like, to say you don't know anything about finance, you just signed a $125 million deal. It's like, it's mind-boggling.
But it's reality.
Real.
It's reality. And but the thing about it, not even because nobody really knows anything about finance. I know a lot of doctors that don't know anything about finance. The difference is that their career is going to be 40 years.
Exactly.
You were fortunate when you had a second contract, right? But what if you didn't have that second contract? Like you said, you had 30,000. Now you're out the league. Now you're really screwed.
And you're 24 at that time?
No,
maybe
22.
22, right?
Yeah. So all right.
My whole life in front of me. It's been disastrous.
All right. So now we're gonna go into the business side of things. All right, so now we're going to talk about, you built an empire.
This is an empire.
Yeah, it's
an
empire.
In it.
Very impressive, very impressive. Yeah. So, especially like you said, in our community, right? Unfortunately, there's countless people doing 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, fed time, state time for marijuana, right? For marijuana. So now we're in a position where we can actually make money legally off of marijuana, right? So it's one thing, all right, because I get this question a lot, Instagram and people just in general, they're like, how do I get involved in the marijuana business? So you can buy stock, we'll talk about that, but you actually built a company, right? So can you just talk about that? Because I'm sure that there's a lot of people, I know for a fact that there's a lot of people that want to get involved in it, but they don't know how to go about it. They don't know licenses you have to do. They don't know, it's just like, and that's the problem with our community a lot of times. We don't have mentors. Right. We figure it out as we go. You know what I mean? That's why we make so many mistakes.
Exactly.
Because there's no mentorship. There's no blueprint to follow. So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go out there.
Yeah. I think one of the things you like, and what you've done is like you've kind of laid a blueprint for people from what you've been saying. Like I remember watching the HBO Sports special, and I was like, wow, this guy literally created a farm and went and planted the seeds himself. I think
that's dope.
That was dope. I was like, one of the best quotes I was like, you said, make sure you're an expert in what you're asking people to do. Right? So if I'm going to hire you, trust that I know what I'm doing. Right. You want to talk about the Harrington Group?
Yeah, man. It's funny, bro. Like y'all said, man, I don't really have like a financial background or any of that. Like, it was literally like, I just took my work ethic that I took from that, how I got into the NBA and played 16 years. Like, my background, I didn't start hooping until I was a freshman in high school.
Really?
Pro out of high school.
Never played basketball before? Like,
never,
organized?
Never.
Wow.
My mom used to beat me one-on-one all the time.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Even as a freshman, I was hard. I was the worst player on the team as a freshman, and I probably was like the 8th best player as a sophomore on my team.
You went from that to being the player of the year.
Like in 2 years. But I lived in the gym. It was work ethic. I learned and thank God I was able to get the results because it showed me what hard work can do for you. You know what I'm saying? And what I've done is I've taken that same approach into the cannabis industry. So like, you go back there into my office, you see I got a big plaque on my wall that say nobody without workers. You know what I'm saying? Like, the reason why I played 16 years was because I swear every year, because I remember my mindset as a rookie. My mindset as a rookie was I was looking at the older dudes and I'm like, I'm taking their job. I'm getting that spot. Like, I gotta play. So I always remember that was always in the back of my mind as I got older in the league that these rookies that's coming in, these niggas just trying to take my minutes. You know what I'm saying? So, and I take that same thing with cannabis. I'm like, yeah, Viola may be popping or whatever, but like, I don't sleep, I don't sleep any better at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still constantly thinking there's another black company coming behind me that's going to try to claim the things that I've done, or either just regular companies. You know what I'm saying? So that's always my edge.